Speaking of messy, one of the questions that I maybe you can guess, and you kind of mentioned this earlier, that came up a lot. And for example, one of my Patreon members actually said this, but there were so many comments asking about this question, was if you could talk about Josh Seiter, your ex. So just to explain for anyone who doesn't know, I did actually talk about this in one of my videos. So you were briefly dating this guy called Josh Seiter who was on The Bachelor, and there was like he's done a bunch of stuff, but he like at one point he faked his own death, and then after you broke up, he said he was trans, but then and for months he was like dressing as a trans, like supposedly, and then he came out as like saying it was all an experiment, and he started saying all this like really anti-trans stuff. So that's in a nutshell what happened. But I was wondering if you could tell us about how you met him, like your relationship and all of that kind of stuff.
Okay. I met Josh Seiter years ago in Chicago when he used to go dance at the gay clubs. And he was messy. He would always get drunk. All Stars 8 come, and got an All Stars 8. Next thing you know, I would leave comments on his pictures because we were friends on Instagram. So he would post, the thirst traps, and I'd be like, oh, googly eyes or whatever, like you're hot. And he would put like flames on it, just stupid stuff like that. It wasn't until All Stars 8 and the whole success of Not a Soul Can Clock is where Mr. Whatever he is himself came knocking in my inbox. So we just shoot the shit back and forth. It wasn't until I got back to Chicago and now we're ready to go on the date. Mind you, I just flew back. I'm a little tired. I'm exhausted. I text him and I say, I don't think we should do today. We should reschedule. He's like, please, 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 please. I got a surprise for you. Yada, yada, yada. I would love to see you. It'll be quick. I'm like, oh, okay, fine. So we go to dinner. He brings me these beautiful pink roses, pink and red roses. He looked great. He looked really, really great. He looked hot, to be honest. So we're just sitting there having a conversation, whatever, whatever. Everything was fine. He walks me by my house. I didn't let him know where I lived because I don't play that. So I had him drop me off like the other side and end up walking around the alley to go to my apartment. So we sit there, we're just talking, whatever. He's like, let's take a picture. It's the second picture now. Mind you, we take a picture in the restaurant. And I'm one of those girls, if I'm talking to a guy, I don't post guys. Like, I don't do that. It's not my thing. It never has been my thing. I don't like people in my business like that. So I don't post this picture now, okay? I don't. I'm walking to my house and I'm just relaxing or whatever. And my girlfriend calls me. She's like, oh my God, you and Josh look so good. I'm like, were you at the restaurant? She's like, no, girl, it's on his Instagram. I'm like, what? Yes. So I go to the Instagram and literally there's a picture already in his story. I'm like, ew, gross, first of all. Like, you didn't even ask me. So now he's texting me. He's like, oh my God, I can't stop thinking about you. So I buy tickets to a magic show, which is like a couple of blocks down from my house. And we go to the magic show, and that's the first time we kissed, was there at the magic show. That was his birthday. He got extremely intoxicated. It was just really, really weird. Now, mind you, I post these pictures, and now more people are coming at me. Now I'm starting to get videos, videos of him doing stuff like years ago, race comments and all this kind of stuff. So I, of course, confront him because I'm like, all these people are in my inbox. Like, what is really going on? I'm gonna rewind real back. When I'm sitting there, the first time we met in person, I go to him. I said, because I said, I Googled you. He said, what? I said, I Googled you. And there's a lot of articles about you. He's blatantly looked in my face and told me I put on my own stories just for the publicity. I said, what? But that's nothing new to me because I work in the entertainment business. I see people doing all kind of stunt stuff. But these many articles, like just last week, you was like bisexual and married to a man I saw on the internet. So like, what's really going on? Because I'm really confused. So he told me that, whatever, didn't pay no mind to it. Now, though that was the third day, the birthday. The second day I'm performing at Roscoe's, Not a Soul Can Clock. He comes there. I invite him to come there. This is where stuff starts to get really funny. because now first of all, I'm running a little bit late. So I'm trying to get everything together to go on stage. He's hounding me to take a picture with him. So like, I was in the moment. So I got angry. I'm just like, would you go over there for 2 seconds? Like I'm trying to get ready to go on stage and you're like haunting me for a picture. Like what do you do with his shirt off? So already this is kind of like throwing me off. And my best friend, the photographer, Nestor, he's there with me. And because he's filming all of this stuff. And he's like, something ain't right with him. Something ain't right with him. And Nestor goes to me, he's trying to take your clout. Next thing you know, a couple of days passed, I get a text message. And the text message basically goes, you've been amazing. You're such a wonderful person. I think we should remain friends. Something about his grandfather dying. He has to go somewhere to go visit the grandfather. Okay. So I'm like, no problem. Actually, I agree. So I start to write this stuff. I'm blocked. He unblocked. He basically wrote me a message, then blocked me not to get the response. Okay. So now I'm like, what the was that about? Then I have a collaboration with a dentist to get my teeth fixed. That's what I have right now. So I'm shooting this collaboration. Okay. It's the day before the collaboration. This is when everybody finds out, and I found out that he's dead, supposedly. Okay. After he broke up, after he sent me the text, he blocks me. He was with the girl, then all of a sudden he was gone, dead. So I'm just like, is really going on? Like, I was devastated, to be honest. And I was only more devastated because here I am with a person that were in literally the last days of their lives. So for me, that weirded me out. Like, oh my God, it does make sense because the guy really is not all there in the head. I mean, I'm not there all in the head sometimes, and I can admit that, but there's something really wrong with this guy. And sure enough, I saw the article. I was devastated. I posted what I posted. The next day, I'm shooting the collaboration with Dental Impress Dental, and we're done filming. As I'm coming out the place, because now they're shooting me coming out the place, I receive a text message, not one, but like 1,000. That Mr. Fake ass Josh Seiter is alive. Now, I swear to you, everything in my body went so numb because I instantly knew I'm caught up in a scandal. I'm caught up in the scandal, and there is no way this is not planned. You cannot tell me it's not. So now I come back home. I'm like in the car, basically vomiting because I'm so sick. The day before I found out he's dead, the next day I found out he's alive, and they hacked his Instagram. It's what happens afterwards. It's him basically denying that we ever dated, which was the stupidest move ever after you don't post it out to the whole entire world. Then calling me they, them, when you gotta know exactly who I am, first and foremost. That was another thing that really upset me. And it was done. Basically, he went on, and I never heard from Mr. Seiter for a while until a couple of months ago when I come to find out that he's everywhere and he and transgender. And yeah, I was taken back. I really was. I was like, oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So there's a lot. There's a lot to unpack in that story, but it sounds like I remember I did a video about it, and it was just after the whole like you breaking up and him denying that you were together and all that sort of stuff before the trans stuff happened. And I remember him basically saying you didn't date, and he had like faked his death, but then said that his Instagram was hacked or something like that. In terms of after that, so quite a while after you broke up and everything, he then started dressing, I guess, saying he was trans, and he was doing all this like videos and stuff. And then later on, he said it was months long. He was doing this like social experiment, and he basically came out with all this like anti-trans stuff, and he did a podcast about it.
Josh don't even know who he is from today to tomorrow. Because come to find out, a little while ago, I just saw that now he came out as a Black man. Yeah.
Do you think that the whole dating you thing, do you think all of it was for clout?
Oh, I know, because I have the receipts. Because guess what? Josh is a messy little, okay? That's what he is. I'm gonna call him a bitch because that's what he is. He had somebody else help him find me, okay? And I have these text messages because the blogger that helped him basically felt sorry and apologized to me and sent me all a text message of them two conversating about me. Okay. Yes, I've been holding on to this for a year. For a year. And what he says in these messages are so disgusting, make my stomach turn talking about I don't know if I can go through with this because I heard all trans women have HIV and AIDS. I don't want to kiss her and catch this and catch that. I would never make out with a dude. I'd rather get paid $1 million to get in my ass. Oh, honey, I have all these text messages, okay? All of them. Yeah, I wasn't bothered about the whole thing, but when I saw that, that bothered me. I said, that is so scary because a lot of trans women of color put themselves in this scenario and don't walk out alive and stuff like this. Meeting people that absolutely hate them. So you tell me the whole entire time I'm across this man. This man thinks I have HIV and I'm dying of AIDS and he hates me and he has all this hatred towards me. And I'm sitting in front of this man. Like, it's insane to me. And yeah, yep. I was actually reading them a couple of days ago because I'm like, should I send you these? I think I should because you know what? It's for people to understand truly what was going on and for me to keep my mouth closed for the last year and having to deal with this trauma by myself and with my friends it has been nothing easy. That bothered me a lot. That's to me, I'm like, I'm not dumb. You're like in a way trying to threaten me. You know what I'm saying? Like if I don't do or say something you want me to say, then all of a sudden it's just like, you signed a contract. And there was one particular person I had, and the producer side that I don't care nothing for. And I hope she sees this. I don't care nothing for her. I think she's rude, she's nasty, and I'm glad that I saw her in the studio and didn't see her out in the street because it would have been a different scenario because she was just so nasty. Yeah, I don't know. At that time, to be honest, like going home, I felt a little bit like, I don't know, taken advantage of. And I hate to say that because it wasn't that. But at that time, being in a position I was, and I just felt very taken advantage of. It was like, oh, we got your moment, you're done, you can go home now.